Yo, so we're going to do, today we're going to be applying well, we'll see. We might do all these stickers. I have them underneath here, the flattening out. There's the two for the sides and the one that goes across the front, but I kind of wanted to just regroup on some stuff. So those last couple of videos were a bit of a slog. Because obviously peeling stickers off of this wood was not great. But the nice thing was that I learned a couple things. And one of them was that, I don't know if you noticed, but towards the end of the part where I actually was able to get all this off of here, it was actually going pretty well. I wasn't even using the knife anymore. And that was because I ended up turning the heat gun up to like almost 400 degrees, which I learned that it was between 200 and 250, but once I got it to 400 or so, it got it, if you weren't pulling on it, if you heated it up and then you pulled it afterwards, you know, a couple seconds later, it actually went pretty well. So just a tip there. And second of all, we're gonna switch gears. So I'm gonna do this vinyl here. We might do the stickers today, and then in the next video we're going to do the actual control panel, which is going to be awesome. What I've been waiting for is, like I said in the first couple of videos, I ended up buying really short buttons. Not putting it together that control panel is so thick, so I needed to order some new ones. So I was waiting on those, and then also I ended up not really liking the control panel overlay that I got all that much. It doesn't have very good fidelity on it. The image is kind of not as clear as I'd like it to be. So I ended up ordering another one of those from a different vendor in Europe. So I've been waiting for that, but that should probably be here tomorrow. So anyways, what I'm planning on doing is like a side-by-side video of the quality of those control panel overlays to show you the difference in quality of things that you might be able to find. And then also, I have two different types of 1.5 inch buttons, and you can see quality differences in those. There's some I got from Amazon just to prove a point. And then there's real like industrious Lorenzo ones that are better. And so you'll be able to see the difference. I'll do the side by side. So I think that'll be fun. We'll put the control panel together. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll put it on here. That'll be great. And then this whole big 20-pound unit will be finished at that point. And then we can move on to, I'll probably end up doing the monitor, take the chassis out, and talk about that kind of stuff. So anyways, thanks for sticking with it. I tried to make that video where I was peeling all that stickers off not horribly boring, but I'm sure it was anyways. So what we're going to do right now is just get rid of the excess on this plastic wood, whatever this is called here, so that we can apply the vinyl, same as this goes back here, because this is what you see when you look around the back side of the control panel, but this is what actually is attached to the machine through these bolts. So you don't see much of it. You see this, really, but we're just going to cover the whole thing because that's what we're going to do. So I just need to get into here. Again, I'm using 120 grit. It's pretty coarse, but it's because I wanted to get it done quicker. So there's this scuff, or this little chunk out of here that looks a little bit better now. I don't think I'm going to do these stickers here today. I don't have the dexterity right now to not have those go on crooked like I did with the other thing. This stuff. So we'll see if we can do the vinyl correctly, and then we'll do these other decals at another time. So anyways, it looks okay. So we're just going to go for it. Okay. And then, you know, this is getting to be kind of a rough surface here, but we could always spray paint that another time, tape it off and spray paint it. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. It's kind of a lot of wasted material, isn't it? Because, I mean, what we could do is just, you know, we could end up using like half and half of this if we just cut it around where it hides behind the machine, and then you don't have to cover it all. I don't know. Save the world, save the environment here by not using so much material. I don't know. Let's try it. Even though they already made all the material. That's the problem with stuff. It's already made. Even if nobody asked for it. Let's just do this. You can always do it in a couple parts because this literally is inside the machine. So you're not going to see it once you get it on there. So it's not going to matter if there's a seam here, you know, because I've got like this strip here is basically that, and we'll do it again on the other side. I don't know, figure it out. So it's funny is this isn't even, it needs to be better. So what I'm doing is I'm not going to try to really cut into it. I'm just going to try to essentially have like a straight starting point. It's straightish, and it also starts off our peel here. You can always fix it after it's on there. There we go. There's our peel. You can have it hang over on both sides because you're just going to cut both sides anyways. And you can even have it hang over on that side too. There, see that amount covers up your visible area, period. So I realized I'm doing this from across the room here, so let's move this over. There we go. So this is your visible area on the machine, so you don't really have to cover this like I keep saying. Try not to use a whole bunch of materials, but I guess you could get fancy and just go across there, whatever. So now that we have this in here, probably just cut into the edge here. Lovely. It's lovely. And then we will just kind of figure out where this is at here. It's pretty easy to follow. Just hold it tight. There. Got some overhang here. Done. This is probably more like a scissors situation than a razor situation. Okay. And then we'll just take this one off. You can do it in like a coarse way initially, and then you can come back. As far as I know, this looks like crap, but it's behind the machine. Like you only see like that much. Sorry, behind the, like attached to the cabinet. So who knows? It's on a previous video. You want to know what one of my favorite movies is? Big Trouble in Little China. Because it's great. And one of my favorite actor is Kurt Russell. I decided that a long time ago. My favorite actor is Kurt Russell. Okay, well, I think I could probably cut this one in half twice and just be very pedantic about covering this all up because it'll look cool when it's done. So if we just cut this into little strips here. I think they're all about the same, roughly the same size as the width of this thing. You know what Kurt Russell's best line in any movie is? It's in Tombstone. He's talking to that dude at the beginning. He says, he has a couple of really good lines in that scene. One of them is, "You just gonna stand there and bleed?" And then the other one is, "Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. Go ahead, skin it." I didn't know what a smoke wagon was until I saw Tombstone, but now I know what a smoke wagon is. It's just a revolver. Maybe that's what we'll do. You know, in these like quiet parts of these videos, we'll start talking about 80s and 90s movies because those are two really good decades. That's where I'm from. And what I've noticed is the kids these days are wearing 90s clothes. They're wearing baggy jeans and tank tops and white Hanes t-shirts, and we already did that. But what's funny is in the 90s, all the kids were wearing 60s clothes because that was about 30 years before the 90s, right? It was a big 30-year revolver on style and fashion. And I suppose they're all probably listening to 90s music too, like Pearl Jam and Nirvana and stuff, because I've seen a lot of Pearl Jam and Nirvana shirts on all the kids that are wearing 90s clothes these days too, so it must just be a whole thing. 90s revival. But they don't care that I was there. They don't care that I remember the day Kurt Cobain died. I was at the dentist. They don't care that I remember the day that I got my N64. I got my N64 3 days early because I wouldn't stop calling the Toys R Us and asking them if it came out yet. And they were finally just tired of hearing from me. So they were like, "Yes, please come and get it." And so I got it like 3 days early, 2 days early or something. It was great. Okay, we're just going to grab another big piece. I'm not going to try to jam this into a smaller piece. I'm going to turn this thing around.